So the thing about smart people will have the like when you're smart, you constantly want to learn. So if there's something you want to do or something you're interested in doing, especially in the bedroom, you will research it. Whether it be porn, read a book, read somebody's article, like we'll take grapefruit for example. The whole, like if you guys have not seen the movie Girls Trip, there's a scene where she talks about the grapefruit. Like 90% of females in that movie was like, oh yeah, that's a real thing. And guys were like, wait, what? And we're like, yeah, it was a real thing. And they were like, oh, but it's never been done to me. I can't do anything about that part.
Why would you want citrus? Like that's a burning substance. Why would you want citrus?
No, dear. No. Contact a single man when done correctly.
What you mean? I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't want no grapefruit juice going down my pee hole. Like
the thing, it doesn't.
I don't need that sensation.
I can't tell you what the sensation does. You would have to ask a single man or a married man who's had it done. I don't know, but that's not what happens.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the lovable a-hole. That's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girls, that Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside her co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. DK Walker, I'm really afraid of what's about to come out your mouth, but go ahead and tell the people hello.
Hello. just hello. Like,
Thanks.
I think right. I mean, the reason that my co-host said that because we was having, off-air banter, and it was just one day we're gonna really just give y'all the off-air stuff. Oh, so we kind of scared to actually give you the off-air stuff because it's no filter. We're definitely not politically correct. So yeah, it's not for the weak of heart. Like you can't be thin-skinned, you can't be, uber sensitive, you can't be none of that shit. So yeah, but since I didn't hit the record button, I'm just going to start the podcast with a simple hello.
Oh Lord, Oscar Meyer is still playing in my head.
I'm just, I mean, it is what it is, I think, okay, so we pride ourselves on being transparent. So the conversation we was discussing topics for the podcast. Now we had a list, so we're never short of content. What happens is we need the energy to match. And so we'll go through our list and then we'll find out the vibe. So we'll get the back and forth in the vibe. And then if the vibe is not matching anything on the playlist, then, we come off top of the dome. Right. And so, this podcast is, we're definitely going to go just be off the chain and be loose. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about life. We talk about, entrepreneurship. For sure. But this podcast, you can be a tad bit raunchy. And so I got into, about letting, that part of me die. And what I mean by that part is like, anybody who knows me knows that, freak to the core, bottom line, flat out. And I can't get nothing accomplished with that dude, right? There's nothing I can't like, so if I let him take the reins, the only thing I'm going to do is something freaky and nasty, porn, turkey sandwiches. Yeah, in that order. I couldn't do no podcast because if it was up to him, every podcast would be sexual related. Like really, like, I mess around, just like give y'all a live show. That's how bad he is. So I had to put him in the box. And I want to kill him, right? He is me and I'm him. So I can't really kill him, right? He'll come out the box one of these days. He won't stay there for long. But so long as I got him there, I'm being uber productive these last couple of months. Big things on the horizon. So that was the pre-conversation before we hit the record button. And Karen was laughing because as soon as I said turkey sandwiches, she thought of Oscar Meyer. And I was wondering, did she have a conversation with my wife about the size of my penis in the Vienna sausage? But I digress.
First off, that was too much information with my name.
Hold, stop. Hey,
but this is what you said to me. This is what you said. No. Ain't no hey. This is what you said. You said masturbation, turkey sandwich.
Right.
masturbation, turkey sandwich, porn, and just some nasty freakiness. That was what you said.
Right.
You know, I must laugh because I'm like, what is the like? You literally are talking. The next thing I hear, masturbation, turkey sandwich, porn, freak. I'm like, what is the correlation?
Because we were talking about, okay, so the thing was let your freak flag fly, right?
I understand that, but the randomness of that part is what.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started singing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song.
See, you caught the case of the giggle because you're a cornball. I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean?
You're right. I will take that.
As well, you should. And for the record, there's no such thing on the Love Is podcast as too much information, right? What? Like, stop. People come here, like, think about it, right? We pride ourselves on being our worst selves, so you don't have to be that person. Like, so you can live vicariously through us, right? I promise you. I'm gonna say some shit I shouldn't say. I'm gonna say some shit that you want to say.
Always.
Right.
Speaking of living vicariously through somebody else, do we want to talk about this COVID pandemic and my vanity too bit?
For sure. Yeah. We need to catch up. Yeah. Well, so we definitely need to catch up on each other's lives, and in doing so, that lets the podcast listeners and know where we at since they last listened. So by all means, share your with your vain ass.
Mm-hmm. I'll go first before you put me out there. So we still have not, guys, heard from Mr. Alkaline Water. I mean, not really upset about it. I mean, should we shed a tear? Can I muster up one?
Oh, jab shots. So okay. So like,
hold on.
Before you say hold on, right?
Yes,
I gotta ask the question.
What?
Yeah. So you saying you don't care, but you brought it up, and so somebody's going to ask in their mind, like, oh, because if you didn't care, why you bringing him up?
Because we had such a good conversation about it last podcast, so I know that's going to be the follow up. Which some people have actually asked me, have I heard from him? And the answer is no, I have not. We're moving on.
Okay. That's what you call a preemptive strike. So I couldn't bring it up. So you brought that. Yeah. Right. Well, that's the Malcolm X in you.
Right. Listen, sometimes you got to go that route. The garage is actually torn down. We were talking about last podcast. Last podcast being able to provide what you require. The garage is officially down. It's really, really strange to pull up at home and it not be there because it's been there forever. When I lived here previously and now when I live here now, my mom was kind of cleaning up a little bit yesterday. She did some weeding and cleaned up, like the remnants of like the broken glass and things like that. So that's done. We're waiting on the blueprints for the new one. And we have to go get permits and rah. And thanks to COVID, you have to make appointments. So it's going to be a minute, but at least one part of it's down. Let's see what else is there. Oh, so my vanity. I mean, listen, 2 years ago, I had really short hair. I kind of was challenged. And, anytime I get challenged, I feel like you're challenging my manhood because as DK likes to say, I stand up to pee.
You do?
Yeah, I stand up to pee. And so somebody was like, oh, I bet you won't grow your hair out. Well, I did. I cashed in. And then we got to a place like a couple weeks ago where I was like, I just kind of hate my hair. I just didn't I literally was getting in the shower one day and I looked at myself and I was like, I don't like being blonde, which I mean, the blonde part was going to get taken care of, but I just didn't like the length of my hair. So not only did I go get it colored, guys, because if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it. I cut it off. It is not bad. It can still go in a ponytail. So it's not super, super bad. But I got the side shaved and took a lot of length off. But I feel better. I feel like me again. And that's what's important.
Okay. So did you go full Cassie or did you go partial Cassie?
I think I went partial. I feel like I went partial because she had like the whole shaved, like taper side. I still have hair in the back. So it's not a full taper. So I would say we'll go partial.
Right. So what would stop you from going, full Cassie?
I still wanted a little bit of hair. I didn't want to go back to like my, when I had a fade, days and everything like that. I didn't feel like that drastic of a change. I just felt like, a little something was enough to, make me happy.
Right. And this was during the past. So you had a life-changing moment via your hair during the pandemic, right? Okay.
I mean,
I got you. Yeah, I mean, vanity reigns supreme, nearly over everyone. Shout out to Carol, by the way. I'm not mad at you. Like, you once again, usually I would get on you and question your sanity, but I understand, upkeep, actually helps you to keep up your sanity.
Yeah, self-care is important.
Right.
But it really was more than self-care.
Yeah. I mean,
It really, really does.
you just gotta you arrived in a place in your life where you want to make a change. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And that's the man, women, y'all got it so lucky. Y'all can do drastic changes. Like men, we can't. Okay, my generation. Let me speak because the younger generation, with their style of dress, and I'm not judging. They too can, do drastic changes, and now it's acceptable. But doing, within my age range, my age group, it ain't too much we can do. I promise you. Like in my attempt to have a change, I grew my beard. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, that's about it. Now I'm contemplating strongly to cut this shit off. Right. Yeah, okay. I'm so much over it. Like, and my
What
wife.
does Nikki say about the beard?
Say again.
What does Nikki say about the beard?
It's my body. I really don't care. I know that seems harsh, right?
That's not what I asked you.
No. You should be asking what does MJ say about the beard, right?
Oh, what does MJ say about the beard?
Well, once again, it's my body. We don't care what she says either.
Oh, God. Took the bait. Took the clickbait. KK, you should know better. You should know better, KK. You should know better. I say cut it off. Cut it off.
You say cut it off.
I've been saying cut it off since you grew it out. When it first started, I was like...
I kind of, because I look homeless and helpless, right? I look at people and they're like, oh my God. Like, but I like my...
This is why the people of DC are scared when their trash, when their trash gets picked up.
True, right? It's not even the rats.
Grizzly Adams jumps off the truck, growls at him as he empties their trash can.
Right, it's not even the rats. It's the actual person that's like getting
the actual person doing it.
Right, they're like, we have no problem with the rats. It's you, like, sir. We actually, wouldn't surprise me. Started a GoFundMe page to like get this shit. It wouldn't surprise me, but it's just something to do. I don't know. I used to take, being honest, I used to take care of it. Go to the barber, and this will be like, pre-COVID, like I hit the barber up, he shaped me up, whatever case may be. So it was manageable. After COVID, it's just like, oh my God, like I guess my beard actually represents how I feel internally sometimes. Like, what the fuck, man? Can we get a do-over, or can we get 2020 in the rearview mirror? But either way, it's coming to an end. Either I'm gonna go back to actually taking care of it, to see how far I can go with it, or I'm just top this shit off and whatnot. So I figure out sooner or later. Whatever I decide to do, I promise you, I'm gonna post it to the gram. Like, so either I'll go back to old man babyface, or I'm gonna stay, grungy man. Either way.
All we're asking with the grungy man face is, a hot towel, maybe some coconut oil, a flat iron to that mug, something.
Flat iron? What the
Remember, I sent you that. I sent you. Listen, y'all have got to hear this. So one day, I don't know what DK said to me and pissed me off. And so normally when I'm trying to get at him, I'll say something about his raggedy beard. I really will, because I'll be like, you so worried about what I'm doing. Why'd you go take care of your beard? And he's like, what does my beard have to do with it? I was like, a lot, because somebody got to look at your face. And remember, I sent you that beard straightener.
True.
That's what I said. Go take a flat iron to that thing. Go get that beard straightener.
I don't know. I'm contemplating actually putting a perm in it. You know what I mean?
Listen, I've seen that thing. Listen, I saw your post on Instagram the other day, and I was like, "Whoo, wee!"
The hate is real, people, and it's crazy, right? Now, I understand how people that be having people that's near to them. It's never the enemy that you can see. It's always the friend that comes from behind and push the knife in, and they love you so much they go ahead and turn it to.
I'm not behind you.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all right. You know what I mean? Your new nickname is Brutus. It's all right. Ete Brute. Yes. Karen is monkey. Yes.
I'd rather be Brutus than Judas. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's got one, but I'd rather be Brutus than Judas.
Okay, so help me out. I'm not the college educated, graduated person here. Oh, both of them were traders, right? So I'm trying to. Both of them were traders,
right? Brutus though was going after an entire,
I don't care how you frame it. Both were traitors. Both were supposed to be loyal. Both have been down for the cause. Both were traitors. And so the words out of your mouth, out of your full lips, out of your full pink lips was, I'd rather be Brutus than Judas.
Right.
So,
because I want the country. I want a prize in the end. Judas,
right. So
Judas
you're trying to
kill himself.
Right. So you trying to justify, your treachery.
The ends justify the means.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, whether you Judas, whether you Brutus.
When it comes to you, the ends justify the means. Now, the rest of my life, I don't justify.
Yeah, I hear you, right? So whether you Brutus, whether you Judas, or whether you Kern, like just know your enemies. Keep them at arm's length. Anyway,
Oh.
so what else is going on in your life besides stabbing me in my back and talking crazy about my beard? Like women act like men ain't sensitive. Like I don't understand how y'all just say anything. You're like, okay, you're a man, you can take it.
Right.
You don't got no feelings. You's a man.
You don't. You don't. Listen, your name on the podcast is Lovable Asshole, so I don't understand when you come in sensitive. Like,
so okay, what happened? So okay,
who don't meet?
I don't understand how a person can't whether you a mean person or a super nice person. Everybody got filled out. Okay. I'm not serious but I'm just making a point. Like I could give I don't care about nobody else's opinion when it comes to my physical appearance. I've had a great run in life, right? My run has been over, but yeah, I've had a great run. So it just comes a point in time you like, of course, and you should take pride in yourself. I get all that, right? But the same token, it's just like men have feelings, like we do. It's sad that women don't think so, but it's all right. It's all right.
All of a sudden, Love Hurts started playing in my head.
What's that playing in your head?
Love Hurts.
Gee, Jesus, don't you quit your day job. Don't you quit your...
Listen, my day job is fine. I've gone back to work because, we're over my COVID scare. Picking up a lot of hours. What else is going on? That's really about it. I can't think of anything.
Okay. How's the kids? How's mom? You gave us an update on the house. How's the more important things?
I talked about the house, right? No, the kids are fine. The littlest one had kind of a little minor emergency scare. I got called last week and he had a fever of like 103. And of course, I went in full Gigi mode and was crying and sobbing. And then, I had to pull myself together. Ended up being an ear infection. He's fine. He's back to being the 2-year-old terror that we all love and enjoy. The other two are enjoying the fact that they don't have to go back to school. They are going to be doing it virtually. Gave my niece the pep talk though last night or night before, like, listen, I understand that, you're going to do it virtually, but you still got to take it seriously. These next 4 years, are going to define a lot for her, where she goes to college, what she's doing with life.
Did you say college?
Yeah.
Right. So is that something that she wants to do, or
she does? She's still kind of going back and forth. Like I did ask her last night, what she wanted to be when she grew up, and she said she didn't know. So, college. She talked about.
Well, I can't tell you how to. It's not my place. It's not right. It's not
on how we parent somebody else's child.
Right. Yeah, well, it's not my place. But just make sure she's not trying to figure out what to do with her life in college and starting it off in debt. So know what you want to do before, unless you're getting a full ride, like know what you want to do before you start getting loans and things of that nature. Like do not. And that's a PSA for everybody that's kids are that's going to be soon transitioning into young adulthood and, trying to decide, where's the rest of their life going to take them, whether it be, being an entrepreneur, getting a 9-to-5 work, like whatever they do, like just know what you're going to do, or at least have an idea. But if you can help not getting into debt, and we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, depends on how long you're there, how much money that you borrow, quotation marks, are in the air from Uncle Sam, aka Sally Mae. Do your due diligence, right? You don't want to start your life behind the 8 ball at a young age. You don't want to do that. So that's not only my advice to you, but the listeners as well.
Right. And that's why we're asking the questions we're asking now, is just to see, where her head is, where she what excuse me, what she wants to do, where she, where her head is and what her mind frame is. She's super smart. So, to a point, a part of me, thinks that she should go, especially if she gets a full ride, which she's smart enough to get a full ride, like my sister. And, really get the experience, because, not the sister right behind me, the one after her, got a full ride to do her master's. She did a year, she's doing 2 years abroad. She did a year in London, and now she's in South Africa. And now she's extended her stay in South Africa pre-COVID, because she's enjoying it so much. So, I would kind of rather her follow Kim's footsteps than mine and stay, kind of local and do all that. If she can travel and, get her education at the same time and not be in debt, I'm all for it. But we'll see. Okay.
Well, prayers go up, fingers crossed.
Right. we'll ask questions again. But I was just kind of like prepping her, like, I don't want to have the conversation that we had last year. She, like I said, she's really, really smart, but she's really, really lazy. she knows she's smart, so she will do the bare minimum, or she won't apply herself as she should. And so she kind of was procrastinating over the holidays about a project, and she would be up like when I was up. Like I'd be up writing, she'd be up. Or, we were getting ready to do things for the podcast, working on some things. And, I'm up because I come home at that time and you're wide awake, screaming and hollering and griping because you got a project due. Well, that was your poor time management, not mine. Go to bed. Like, you're not staying up till 2 a.m.
Well, it's kind of hard to put a time frame on the creative. So it is what it is.
She'll come home, eat snacks, take a nap, sleep for 6 hours. Then get up and do it. So, I mean, I don't knock the hustle. If you go get the work done, get the work done. And then what was funny was after she stressed and cried and did all that, she ended up getting offered to do AP classes, which are, our honors classes. And I said, now look at that. So I just told her, I was like, if you're going to do AP classes and all that again this year, you're just going to have to stay on top of it. Because I'm like, I'm not babysitting you because I don't have the time.
Yeah. I can relate to that. My mom got that, and she so desperately wanted to go back to her regular classes where her friends were at. And I was like, man, everybody's not to go with you on your journey. Like, you can't dumb yourself down, for the sake of this friendship. Your thing is to excel as much as you can and raise the bar. And then what happens is, by the grace of God, you inspire your friends to follow suit, but you never, ever, ever dim your light. Like, matter of fact, you put a battery pack in a charger and put your light on steroids and blind the fucking world, but you never, ever, 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 no, not never dim your light.
Right. Better switch them out for some LEDs. That's for damn sure.
Man. As far as me, quickly bring you up to speed where I'm at. Everything is cool as a fan on my side of town. We had a crazy storm. I guess there's a hurricane. I can't even pronounce the name. I'm not going to try. I don't want to break nobody's ears. So that's close to the DMV. So of course we got, some remnants of that, raining like crazy. I was working in the rain. God, I've never been so, I couldn't get wet if I drowned. I promise you it was that bad. But so of course, you go throughout the house and you check your sub pump and things of that nature. But we have a wet switch on our furnace. So anytime there's any water on the floor in that area, it automatically killed the AC. It'll kill the whole whatever. And so my wife was like, it's hot in here. I'm like, what? The AC on, ain't it? She was like, nah, it's on, but I don't feel nothing. So I go upstairs and take a shower. And then, she's part of a community watch. And the guy that cuts our grass, he posted it like, make sure y'all check y'all stuff, those areas. So I went downstairs and sure enough, there was water on the floor. I'm like, shit, you gotta be shitting me, Billie Jean. So I go through the rigmarole trying to find out where the leak was at from the unit. I got the wet switch up. Little trick I learned on YouTube. I got a blow dryer, dried it out. I put it to the side, and I was like, I reset it, which kicked the AC back on. And I was waiting for water to, come on. It wasn't like the floor is dry. Like in 2 days, the floor is still dry. But we still did call a plumber. They're coming out tomorrow to take a look, to see, anything needs to be fixed, or if it was just condensation or whatever the case may be, to find out, if there's a possible leak. That was like the highlight of, this week. So nothing major on this end, nothing major at all.
And we didn't get any rain, which I was really, really surprised about. I thought for sure we would catch some of it, but Midwest.
Hey, you're in the Midwest. You're supposed to. Like, yeah, you kind of
sometimes because sometimes how the weather changes and things like that affects everybody. But no, Midwest was good. I mean, it hasn't. I will say this week has not been as hot as it has been. It's been like 60s, 70s, mid 80s, and like even when it hits 80, it's like 80 for like an hour, and then it kind of drops back down. It's been super cloudy, so I thought for sure we were going to catch some of the rain, but apparently not. It's 75 right now.
Okay. That's what's up, for sure. So everybody in my neck of the woods is good. Everybody in your neck of the woods is good. You got something for the people?
Of course.
What do you have for the people? Because they was like, really, this is what we tuned into to hear about houses and hairstyles and
what they love.
Kids and PSA announcements. You damn right. This is what you tuned into.
Right. Okay, they love it. Maybe, they love it.
Maybe not. I know what the people want. And my doggone beautiful co-host is going to give them to her. She's going to give them her favorite part of the podcast, which is
the What the Fuck News. So DK, you got a piece of paper?
I can't spell. I can't write nor spell. So what are you asking of me?
Well, then you better use your fingers and toes.
All I got is 4 on one hand, 3 on the other, and 2 down below. But go ahead.
You better use all the appendages you got. So, this is, are you a demon? Yes or no? Now, I would love to say that these are yes or no questions, DK, but they're not. You got to do some addition. So you might, want to rummage through your new drawer over your desk and find you a piece of paper. So, if you pass $7,000, you're a demon.
What kind of demon?
It doesn't say. It just says you're a demon. We'll get the priest from The Exorcist for you, DK. Just do. All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. So if you've masturbated, that's $100.
And I'm supposed to be adding this stuff up?
Yes.
All right.
Suck dick, $200. Ate pussy, $300. Made a video, $2,000. Sex in public is $1,000. Swallow cum, $700. I hear you writing. Sent nudes, $400. Had sex, $300.
I'm a virgin. Shit.
Anal sex, $1,500.
I'm definitely a virgin.
A threesome is $3,000.
What the what?
Masturbating in public is $4,000. Took a facial, $2,500. Ate ass, $2,000.
I'm rich, bitch.
Oh, Jesus. And last but not least, if you have $69,500.
So, do we divulge yay or nay towards each one, or do we just give the total of,
Listen, the question is, did you pass $7,000?
Easily.
Okay, I did too. So we're both demons.
So no. So, okay. So, but the listeners want to know exactly what are we yaying and naying.
Okay, I can say what I nayed.
Nah, that ain't no fun. That don't do that. Give the people what they want. You always want to come off as dainty because you be having all your friends, listening to it. Like, don't do that. Don't shortchange the people. Like, if they tuned in, if they using their valuable, if they're, using their most valuable commodity, which is time, by the way, people. It's not money, it's time. That's a jewel. Go shine it up. I just did you a favor. If they're going to spend their time with us, the least that we can do is give them value for their time. And in doing so, they want to know, how big a freak are you? I mean, how much over, because I know you grossed over 7,000, right? I'm not fooled. You may fool the people, but you can't fool me. I know about you light-skinned chicks.
Listen.
What?
Well, don't tell my business, tell yours.
Please, by all means, as you read, we will both answer. But of course, being though I'm a gentleman, ladies go first.
Of course. Masturbated, yes.
Yes.
Suck dick, yes.
Now.
Ate pussy, no.
Yes.
Made a video, yes.
Yes.
Sex in public,
yes.
I'm trying.
Oh, come on now.
Shut up. I'm trying to think.
Use the back of a Buick.
Wasn't a Buick. No, but so yes. It wasn't the back of a Buick. Swallow cum, yes.
No.
It doesn't say female or male. So technically, I mean, if you've been with a squirter.
Still no, I haven't been. I haven't been. That's one experience that, my freaky self is yet to, and I won't. I'm married. So, like, unless, Nikki develops something later in life, the answer is no. So,
sent nudes, yes.
But of course,
had sex. You should say no because you just ranted and raved that you were a virgin.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Anal sex, yes.
Yes.
Threesome, no.
Okay. What? Okay. So what had happened was
we don't want the what had happened. Is it yes or no, sir?
No, I don't know if it constitutes.
It wasn't no. Yes, then just say yes. Just say yes. Oh, listen, be like Floetry. All you got to do is say.
Okay, so I'm trying to set the scenario up. What transpired? So it was like me and my cousin. You know what I mean? We had brought 2, and this one I had the bachelor pad. Okay, I had to do the caveats. Yeah, way back in the gap. Anyway, long story short, me and my cousin picked up 2 broads. He had to dash off to work, so he left me at home with me. Me being a good host, I break out the whipped cream, and I started eating one of the broads, and then I did the other one too. And then, I hit both, but they never intertwined. So does that constitute a threesome?
Yes.
No, because they was
that doesn't, because you don't have to.
Nah, threesome is just like I thought
No,
everybody played.
no, because here's the thing. If it's two guys and a girl, especially guys that are not into other guys, they will bang the same girl, but not mess with each other. They don't even want their balls to touch. So then that still constitutes as a threesome. So yes, it still counts, sir.
I just thought that was a train, to be honest. Like, you can call that shit what you want. Like, it's just you was getting ran through. I don't care if you got one on the other end or one at the other end, or, but it's still a train. Choo choo.
Coming right the train. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be a yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. Masturbated in public.
Waiting on you.
I know, but I'm thinking.
It's nothing to think about.
It
Either you
is.
did or you didn't.
I'm gonna say no.
How you gonna say if you had sex in the car? Right. I'm assuming it was a car.
Yeah. I mean, I have the backseat of the car, but it didn't mean I masturbated.
So that's a no.
Oh no, that's a yes. Yep. I had to think some things through.
Okay. So you care to share? So like.
No, I don't.
What you mean no?
What the? No, I will.
Look at you. You all red. Your cheeks are rosy.
No, they're not.
They high right there.
I'm laughing, but yeah, no, I'm not ready.
You okay? Uh-huh.
I was out of town for a hot second, came back, bass swooped me up in the car. I forgot what he was talking about because I wasn't really in the mood to talk to him. Not like that. I was trying to talk to his mic. And so there you have it. Got naked in the front seat, did what I did. Masturbated. And the next thing you know, he was like, we going in the house. I'm like, we need to. I mean, I'm just trying to get this done.
Okay. Well, that it's a no for me, believe it or not, but I digress.
Took a facial.
Nah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Probably.
Unfortunately. See? Stop. You said unfortunately, but you was giving doggone the smoothie chick hell.
I mean, I understand that I did what it was necessary to get it there, but yeah, no, not a fan.
Such a hypocrite.
The only facial I want is the kind from the esthetician.
Yucker.
Ate ass? No.
Yes.
He eats the groceries, y'all. He eats the groceries.
Well, this is a long time ago.
69. Yes.
Yes.
There you have it. Co-hosts are demons.
By far. You want to actually do the totals or not?
Oh, listen, I stopped at like the first 5.
I'm going.
I stopped adding at the first 5. Hold on, let me go.
I'm going in, goddammit. I want to see how much of a demon am I. I already know. I'm yeah. Past practices, it makes me just a messed up individual. I like the way you move. You sound so sexy. Ooh.
I don't think that's how the lyrics go, but no.
What the hell? They don't say that. No. Oh shit! I'm killing them. Can I crack 10,000?
Oh, I can. Yes. It's not for every experience.
Nah, it's not.
No, it's not for every time you did it.
Nah, I'm adding them up. The one singular. Okay. Oh shit, man. Yes, word is born, son. I'm way past the demon. I'm actually the devil himself.
Oh, do you see? Now you gotta take it back. Now you gotta take it back because you said that crap about me the other day.
What did I say? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, after adding these numbers up, and if it takes 7,000 for you to be a sexual demon, I promise you, if I ain't the devil himself, I'm like his first lieutenant. You know what I mean?
4,000, 4,400, 4,007, 6. Jesus. Oh yeah, I'm already at 10.
Yeah, I topped out 11.8. Ironically, 8.
6, 4,000 takes us to 10.2, 25. We're at 12.7.
Really? God, you have
13.2. 13,000. 13,000.
You almost doubled it. So, podcasters, yeah, I need y'all to read between the lines, right? As much stuff that I share is transparent, that I've been with you. I'll do anything for you guys. That's how much I love you. I want to give you all of me. Sing it. Somebody cue up John Legend while they at it, right? My co-host nearly doubled the requirements to be a sex demon.
Right. Listen. Now I understand what my ex says. Now I understand. Now I get it.
So what does your ex say?
He calls me a demon.
Okay. All right.
And now I see why.
Wow. Like you almost went around the track twice. Like what the? And then y'all listen to me and y'all think the lovable asshole, he's so full of it. He did this, that, and the fourth. No.
But you did.
Say again?
But you did.
Oh, yeah, but you have to understand, I've been honest about me and my freak flags day one. My hand's been up. Like, it's no need to talk about it at all. But you, on the other hand, I know your type. I've seen your type.
You want to expound?
Say again?
You want to expound? Because I want to see what the nature of our, business relationship goes after this comment.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and fire me. I'm not tripping. I mean, it's your show. It's your podcast. I have no problem with you giving me my pink slip.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm just saying, people, you see how she threatened me? See, that's crazy. That's intimidation. She just created a unsafe work environment, people.
No,
Who do I complain to?
A hostile environment.
Yeah, and that shit too. You did that.
MJ.
Nah, I'm gonna call somebody's human resources on your bullying ass. Don't they gotta stop the bullying movement, don't they? Don't they gotta stop because I just was bullied and not to speak in my mind, and we supposed to pride ourselves on being transparent and speak our mind on the podcast.
Again, all those things go to MJ.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
MJ's the PR person. MJ's human resources. MJ is our cheerleader. Yeah, you can take all the MJ and tell. And then if MJ is upset with me, then me and MJ will have a conversation. She'll call me into her office.
Hey, don't put it past her. She does get beside herself at times, right?
Right. She really takes. She'll put you out of your office so she can talk to me.
In fact, it won't be the first time. I promise you, that little girl is something else, like all kids are. So, you ready to get into the podcast itself, young lady?
I suppose.
Okay.
I still want to know what my type is, though. I want you to finish this conversation. I want you to finish this comment.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I want the listeners to know about your theory. On light-skinned women. No. Go ahead.
Okay, so here we go. Right.
Right. So we're gonna be transparent. Take.
Oh, for sure. Off. Like, first of all, you never challenge me. I am Mr. Cut your nose off to spite your. I'm that guy. Mr. Cut your nose off to spite your face. That's me. If you look up in the dictionary, you will see a picture of me talking about, that's me all day long, right? And so this is my theory on you light-skinned women, right? And this is from experience, right? And you hate to lump people together, but all of the escapades that we just got finished doing, like 9 out of 10, matter of fact, 9.9 out of 10 has always been with a light-skinned women. So what happens is society puts you doggone, neon bright women. That's right. I'm going to get some hate mail. I don't care, right? It's all right. Society puts you neon bright women on a pedestal. And like, oh, she's so beautiful. She would never. Like, have you lost your mind? Like, to me, I can't speak for nobody else, but the most interesting, freaky stuff I've ever done in my life has always been with a light-skinned chick. So is it safe to say all light-skinned women, once you get them comfortable, once they're laughing, once they're free to let their freak flag fly, they open up. And when I mean open up, they open up. So, like, that's my theory on you light-skinned women. And I know that's a stereotype, right? And I'm prepared for the backlash. Say again?
It is. It's not light-skinned women. It's all women.
That's not necessarily true. I promise you. It's just something. I'm only speaking from my experience. Like, it's just like, I promise you. I don't want to put my wife business in the street. Like, cause I said 9.9 light skin. It's safe to say Nikki's that 0.1, but the other 9.9, man, look, I like the way you move.
Listen, big boy, don't send me no hate mail. Send it right to you, boy, at askdk@nlpublishing.com, enelpublishing.com. Big boy, Andre 3000, don't hit me up. Hit your boy.
No. They don't got to send me nothing, because I'm pretty sure some light-skinned women or woman in general is going to hear this. And don't get it twisted. I'm not pulling the 50 Cent here about, men prefer exotic women. I just love, women let's keep it on. I love my black women. That's not a racist thing. It's just my preference, right? I'm just, attracted to beauty, but I'm just speaking from past experience, my experiences with the freaky side of sex, or the, uninhibited, if that's the correct word, has been with the fair skin. Bottom line, flat out. Now, there's that a stereotype? I don't know, right? But this is my co-host, and me and my co-host.
Everybody has their own stereotype. I think everybody creates their own, and that's just yours.
I mean, but by your list and the way that you double the number, illustrates or substantiates the fact that light-skinned women got extra doggone kink in them. Am I wrong? I mean, you think about it. It was $7,000 to be a sexual demon. You was $200 away from doing $14,000.
Listen, I can't speak for other light-skinned women. I can only speak for Kay. I don't know.
Who happens to be light-skinned?
Who happens to be light-skinned?
Yeah, and from your answers,
everybody thought the milkman was my dad.
Say again?
I said, everybody thought the milkman was my dad.
I'm not. That's funny. That's too damn funny, right?
Right, because if you see my parents, this is the thing that listeners don't understand. Like, if you see my parents and then you see me, you be like, whose child is that?
They done stole somebody, baby.
They got the wrong baby from the hospital. That's always been the running joke. Hence why my name is Dudge American on Instagram. It's because my grandparents used to tease me about being the quote unquote whitest Jamaican they knew. So hence why that's why I really won't change my name on Instagram, is because it's homage to them, because both my mom's parents are deceased. And so, but they were like, Karen's the whitest Jamaican you will ever find. And there's white Jamaicans, which is even funnier. But they were like, she knows her culture, she knows her music, she knows the liquor, she knows what to eat, drink, and all that. But she's the whitest Jamaican we know.
Okay, I hear you talking. So, like I said earlier, I said it. I stand by it.
I said what I said.
And I meant what I said. And so don't like, look, save, the email. Go ahead and text me. Like, if any woman that has a complaint about what I said, now keep in mind, women, like, don't bash me. I was only speaking about my experience. And, after listening to my co-host tally up her numbers, would constitute, a sexual demon, and she almost doubled that, right? That is only, solidifies my belief that, the fair skin, has extra kink in them. I mean, I could be wrong, but as it stands right now, to somebody, I'm standing on that boldly, proudly.
If you want to text him your opinion, don't say convicted. It's conviction.
So two things: intelligent freak, intelligent. Yeah, please continue.
That's how you get them. Listen? I say this if you guys have followed me on Instagram, go do so. You can find my Instagram in the show notes, and if you go to my Instagram, you'll find my blog. And one of the key taglines on that is, "I was smart before I was pretty." Now, do boys figure that out? No, they figured out the opposite. They were like, "Oh my God, she's so pretty." Because whether DK will acknowledge this or not, but him and my best friends and a lot of other guys in my life are like, you ever notice all the guys that are in Karen's inbox or in her comments, especially when I put my new hair up? Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, because I normally, like, every now and then I get this random comment that makes me giggle, and then I'll be like, DK, look at this shit right here. He'd be like, I don't know what to tell you. Stop posting pictures. What is his advice? Is stop posting selfies on Instagram. Do some work.
Pretty much. Hey, quick question, right? So let me ask a question, and please answer honestly, right? Fact or fiction? Smart people have the nastiest sex. Do you believe that to be true or no?
Fact.
Right.
And the reason I can say fact, or do I need to substantiate this, or are we going to go with fact and leave it there?
No. Please substantiate.
So the thing about smart people will have the tendency, like, when you're smart, you constantly want to learn. So if there's something you want to do or something you're interested in doing, especially in the bedroom, you will research it. Whether it be porn, read a book, read somebody's article, like, we'll take grapefruit, for example. The whole, like, if you guys have not seen the movie Girls Trip, there's a scene where she talks about the grapefruit. Like, 90% of females in that movie was like, oh yeah, that's a real thing. And guys were like, wait, what? And we're like, yeah, it was a real thing. And they were like, oh, but it's never been done to me. I can't do anything about that part.
Why would you want citrus? Like, that's a burning substance. Why would you want citrus?
No, dear. No. Contact a single man when done correctly.
What you mean? I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't want no grapefruit juice going down my pee hole. Like,
That's the thing. It doesn't.
I don't need that sensation.
I can't tell you what the sensation does. You have to ask a single man or a married man who's had it done. I don't know, but that's not what happens. The citrus doesn't go in the pee hole.
Well, I mean, but how do you actually?
You got it.
I'm so old and dated. I've been on the shelf for so long.
We're gonna walk you through this. So you cut the ends of the grapefruit off, put them back in the refrigerator. Take the center section. Right. You scoop most of it out.
It depends on the girth of the male, correct?
Right. You got to kind of know this. By this time, we would hope that you know your man's size. And then you slide it over And while you're sucking, you go up and down. Hopefully you've been doing up and down hand motions anyway. If you have not, you're going to learn today in my Kevin Hart voice. And then, so it doesn't go in the pee-pee hole. It goes around his dick.
Okay.
The only thing going in his pee-pee hole, spit, which 95% of y'all want anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not moved by the whole grapefruit. Like, food is meant to be eaten, I mean, so I don't need the,
Listen,
if you want to get messy, use some,
I
don't know. If you want to get messy, use some whipped cream. That's just my belief. If you want to get,
I mean, yeah, but whipped cream's kind of a little played. Hence why the grapefruit's more exciting. I mean, there's fruit roll-ups, Pop Rocks, Altoids.
What the? I've been on the shelf for so long.
Pop Rocks
There's dust collecting on me.
Pop Rocks is definitely a good one.
What the? Exploding nuts in your mouth. What the hell?
Right. Literally.
I'm so done. Right? Like who takes the time? Like you got to ask yourself, who takes the time to actually discover these things? Like I'm gonna try this tonight, and then it becomes a phenomenon.
I mean, I don't know who discovered it, but I can raise my right hand and said I did it.
Say again?
I said I don't know who discovered it, but I can raise my right hand and said I did it.
So okay, so where did you learn to do that at? How did that bit of information come to you?
I don't know. I just remember it being in conversation, and then it probably was exactly what we're discussing, like things you've done in the bedroom. And somebody said, "Have you tried Pop Rocks?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" So they were like, "You take the Pop Rocks. You gotta." And the thing with the Pop Rocks is like anything. It's like that old candle wax thing. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta do it just right. And so you gotta put them in just right at the right time. And you can't like go put like the whole damn packet in your mouth. It's cantankerous. You gotta put just enough in there to make it pop.
You swell up the man dick. You just popping off. He feel like been in a fight.
Feel like firecrackers stabbing at him.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm telling on my age, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you innovators have that. You might let y'all have y'all grapefruits. I'm gonna let y'all have y'all fruit roll-ups. I'm gonna let you have your Pop Rocks.
Mm-hmm. Altoids.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all have all that.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let y'all have all of that. Hey. But it's interesting though. I would love to, hear from a male perspective to like that sensation. Like, what did that actually feel like? Or could you describe that? Because you said you did it. So how was he responding as you were doing it? Because I'm assuming because anybody has Pop Rocks, right? And I'm definitely dating myself. It's kind of you put in your mouth, and then once it gets wet, it makes it like it's a popping sound, right? So it's like a mini explosion. So because I'm pretty sure you asked him, right? Let me assume that you asked him, how did that feel? And so how did he describe that?
Okay. I'm going to say this. The Pop Rocks thing started as a dare. I'll explain the Pop Rocks. So, there was a guy I was seeing. He said something to me about, I bet you can't make your kiss explosive or some shit like that. And I said, you ever had Pop Rocks? And so he was like, no. I said, well, bring me a pack next time. So I put Pop Rocks in my mouth while I kissed him. And then he kind of liked it. And then he was like, that was weird. I said, oh, it can get weirder. And then, of course, there you have it.
Oh, so you positioned him. He was a pawn. He didn't know that he was about to get the...
Right.
Men are so slow. I'm sorry. Some men are so slow.
Experience, right.
Poor baby. He didn't even understand that you just, had that plan from the giddy up. That's that intelligence. Once again, that goes back to the meme. Like, smarter people, have nastier sex. And you see how you position him to actually have that experience. It ain't like he's, because, most men are like, oh, you want to do that with it? So it sounds all caveman shit, right? But nah, he went along for the ride. I'm not knocking the hustle. I promise you I'm not.
Tarzan Eugene.
Well, like I do say, you stand up to pee. So, it is what it is.
I Tarzan Eugene.
You so silly.
Clearly. But yeah, this is the thing though. If you're going to let your freak flag fly, you have to at some point try to keep some spice in your bedroom. And I think that's with anybody, whether you're married couple, single couple, listen, you got to do what you got to do. Like, there's Instagram hoes out here, who can do a whole Meg Stallion split. I'm not that young no more. I don't think I could do splits when I was that young. And, much skinnier. Listen, I'm just not doing that. So what I can do to keep it hot and popping, literally, that's what I'm doing. So if it need to be Pop Rocks, well, damn it, we going to do some Pop Rocks. About to buy out the retro candy store. If I need to, maybe borrow the kids' fruit roll-ups here or there. Listen, this is what we going to do. Listen.
So what look, so I'm gonna jump.
There goes our 70s porn sound.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna hit the. I'm not. I promise you. Because that's just like the third or fourth time that you've admitted. Because like I said, I'm dated. I'm not saying I'm dated for sound effects. I'm not doing sound bites. I'm really dated. I don't know. So exactly what are the fruit roll-ups used for?
It's the same thing with the grapefruit. You wrap it around his penis, and the goal is to. It really is just. It depends on how long you're trying to do foreplay. Some people want quick foreplay, some don't, and so basically, you wrap the fruit roll up around his penis and you suck it off.
Okay, and then of course, she eats the fruit roll up when she gets done.
Well, the goal is to suck it all off, so he's clean. He's just clean and sticky.
Maybe just me. I'm just dated.
Listen,
it's gotta be.
Candy has, bedroom candy. And I remember one of the conversations on Candy Coat Nights was she likes to use sugar. It's the same premise.
Now, who wants to start going sugar grains in your pee hole?
The woman puts the sugar inside her.
Okay.
And then it melts.
Doesn't that hurt?
I mean, there's more than just the regular sugar you get out the packet, sir. There's, softer sugar. There's confectioner sugar. Just like there's 900 kinds of lotion and lube, there's a couple versions of sugar.
So, okay, all right. She want a sweet dick inside of us, is what you're saying.
It's more for him than it is her.
This podcast should be entitled "What DK Doesn't Know Sexually." That's the title of this part. Because
you're befuddled me. You're like, huh?
Yeah, because I'm not even on joke time, and I pride myself on being, I guess I'm in a different space, and that goes back to what we were talking to earlier off air. As much as I'm trying to kill, bad, as much as I'm trying to kill Bad Kitty, right? So as much as I'm trying to kill, that's my alter ego, right? So as much as I'm trying to kill that dude off, I'm really out of, I guess, I'm out of sync, really. Like I said earlier, it's just kind of hard for me to I'm extremist. So if I'm all in, I'm all in. And I know I couldn't get nothing done with him, but, talking to you, is definitely, shed light, on things that I've yet to experience. Now, do I want to be honest? I'm a pass, right? Because I don't need no, me and the missus have yet to entertain those things. And so I'm assuming, I don't know. She might be an expert herself, in, the edibles of the bedroom, right? She might be an expert. She just probably hasn't shared her expertise with me. So I'm gonna let her keep that secret to herself, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass on, sugar cubes up your pee hole. I'm gonna pass on all of that.
It's not up your pee hole. It doesn't even go in your pee hole.
I'm being facetious, hun.
Clearly. Clearly. And listen, an edible panty here and there don't hurt nobody.
No, I don't. And so if y'all haven't noticed, we have segued away from what the fuck news, and the actual topic or what we're talking about is letting your freak flag fly. Try saying that shit fast one time, and how to keep things interesting, man. Because if you're in a long-term relationship, things you hit dry spells. Because you get busy with kids, you get busy with, work, you get busy with being an entrepreneur, you get busy with a lot of things. But so you have to, find ways to keep, your sex life interesting. And even if you're not in a relationship, you should always be, willing to experiment, even if it's just, something new. You should, try to I'm gonna add something new to the repertoire, and it doesn't have to, you don't have to share that experience with everybody, but you should, if nothing else, you should at least have an open mind. Open mind, helps a person out, greatly. No matter where you at in your relationship.
And I think having an open mind leaves you not feeling judged. Especially because it's hard for somebody to be, okay. So if you're with somebody who's kind of closed-minded or kind of stuck in their ways, like, if you were to get in a new relationship, it would be hard to be with you because there's so much you don't know. Now, if that person has the time and the effort to teach you, great. But you might not be into any of it. So, because, clearly sugar in your pee hole is...
That's all I know. Just everything in your pee hole. Like, no, that's
in your pee hole. That's not how it goes. So my thing is, when you don't have somebody, if you don't have a partner who's open-minded like you are and willing to experiment, that doesn't let your freak flag fly.
Not in the least bit, but back to one of our previous podcasts, is just you have to be comfortable in with whom, it's crazy that, in speaking from a man's perspective, most men, most men will have somebody else other than their significant other or wife know their worst about them, right? Because there's no judgment passed.
Mhm.
So, and then they can't be hurt by that information. So it's easier to be, your true self, with somebody else. It's easier because there's no judgment involved. Now it's harder when you're with somebody and you lay all your cards down on the table and they look at you like, ew. Like, do you know how much damage that can do? Because like I said earlier, I was joking about me being hurt, but all jokes aside, like men are the most sensitive creatures on God's green earth.
Mhm.
And especially when you start to throw sex in the mix. And so he may have stumbled upon something that he wants to try, and then he brings it to the table and then it's shot down. And it's shot down without, I'm gonna try. It's shot down with, judgment, right? So he feels a certain type of way. So what happens, he compartmentalizes and he starts to ask the question of himself, like, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you, my dude. Nothing at all. It's just that, you made an attempt to let your freak flag fly, and, your significant other, your girlfriend, whomever, shot bullet holes in that shit. Does that make you a bad individual?
No. She didn't shoot bullet holes. She burned that bitch.
Right.
She burned that bitch. As soon as she said
Hollywood burn. I smell a ride on, don't deny it. Yeah, she burned the motherfucker to the ground. So your job is to, what do you do? What do you do from this point? Do you, stave off your desires, or do you seek outside of your relationship, or do you try again to enlighten them another way, right? Maybe your approach was, wrong. Maybe the timing was bad. So you have to ask yourself, how important is it that sexual act to you?
I think, we've touched on this in different ways. One of the things that we always say, you got to have those tough adult conversations. You got to tell the truth. Like, listen, I want to try this. Now, here's the thing. For me,
okay, hold that thought. Yeah, I get that, right? But nobody wants to try something, and you don't want to force anybody to be uncomfortable. That's not what you want. That is not nowhere near no shape or form make enjoyable sex, right? But in the same token, nobody wants to try something if a person is showing disdain and disinterest. Like if this body language, they'll be like, but the body language be the killer. Like they can be, just the body language, and and that makes you feel even worse because now they're just going through just to go through to get it over with. And now that actually leaves you feeling worse than them burning your motherfucking freak flag down to the ground.
Well, and here's the thing though. The other flip side of that coin is, yeah, you're going to say no. Like okay, I'll just use me because it's easier.
Please do. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay. So I'm not big into anal sex. I'm not particularly fond of it. I'm really not. There's just no two ways about it. I don't particularly care for it. Now, when it was approached to me, of course, I was like, ugh, like, like I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to hear anything about it. I didn't want to hear. Nope. It just wasn't my thing. So then when it got brought up to me again, I still was like, do we really have to? Like, but then the other part of me kicked in and was like, just try. So I got really liquored up. We went ahead and did it, and I still hated it. But at that point, it was, I heard the request. I fulfilled the request. I still hate it. So my thing is, how it was approached to me the first time, I don't think the approach was right. I think it was just kind of like barraged on me. And so when we finally did get around to doing it, it was fine. I still hate it. I still don't like it now. And I'm not even with that person. But I think it's just, again, you have to have the conversation, regardless if you get shut down the first time. Because, look at job. There's jobs that you've been shut down for. There's girls or guys that you try to holler that you've been shut down for. You still go, you brush yourself off, you do it again. But if you really want the relationship to work, you have to have the conversation.
Right. I get that. I am a staunch supporter on like laying, your cards down on the table face up. Like we're playing spades, it's about, because that's another term for trust. So especially when it comes to the bedroom, because there's nothing more divisive than, a dead sex life. Right. But you have to have that conversation going in, and you have to be, you have to gauge a person's freakiness, going in. This is the thing that I hate. Despise, loathe, can't stand. Do not start something like if we're into it, we're doing whatever, right? There's no questions, it's just flow. And I'm flowing, you flowing, and we're good, right? No matter what's brought up, we tackle it, right? And then once the relationship gets into the latter part, is like we're comfortable now. We got ABC, whatever. We're an item, right? And then all of a sudden, the stuff that we were doing, it's I don't really. That's not my cup of. But you was just had the ice cubes in your mouth with my balls on your chin, and now you don't want to do that no more. That's one of the things that got me. And so that's on the female side and dudes. Like if whatever it was that you were doing to actually get her, y'all have to maintain that. Like, don't be that dishonest. Don't be that selfish. Don't be that self-centered. Like if whatever it was that you were doing in the beginning, and 9 times out of 10 it was your representative, right? But your representative is not really who you are. They're just representing you because you believe that this person is worth making that investment in. So you're more open-minded to try things, even if you Karen with the liquor, having liquid courage, right? So but you were still honest to be like, I mean, that's not my cup of tea. But I think over time that if the guy, and I could be wrong, and please correct me if I am, if the guy was like, let's run that back, like you like, okay, this is the way I started. Do I continue? Or do I be like, nah, that's not my cup of tea? But
I followed up with that one. We did. He wanted to do it again, and I was like, listen, I don't. The conversation was, listen, I know you kind of liked it. It didn't seem like he really kind of got off. Like it was just something. But I said, I don't get any pleasure out of it. And he said, well, if that's the case, then we're just not doing it. So we never did it again.
Okay, and that's the thing. And once again, that came from an honest conversation, right? Mm-hmm. And y'all would have never had that understanding if an honest conversation wasn't had. Like, don't go all in during the dating phase. Don't go all in during the honeymoon phase. Like, don't do that. Like you going all in, and he thinking like, oh my God, I got Vanessa Del Rio, little sister. Oh Jesus. Don't have him thinking that like, he done burned up his little black book. He didn't, actually deleted all the doggone things that's in his DMs. He didn't got rid of all the secret compartments on his phone. He didn't did all of that. And then turn around and he feel like he fucking Mary Poppins.
Oh Lord, no,
don't call God, because God, like, please, God is like, nah, now you're being deceitful. Like, and I'm just being honest. And that same thing with a dude, because you got some dudes that will, they're open-minded enough, and then what happens is, they'll throw that back in the female space. Because I had a female friend back in the Gap. She was like, she always wanted to try a threesome, and so when a guy hears a threesome, he's thinking like, I got 2 females. Like, no. She was like, I want 2 dudes. And he begrudgingly was like, he was with it. And as a matter of fact, it was his boy, right? And so they did what they did, with old girl. And she was like, okay, that was cool. But what had happened was, as soon as they got into an argument, he called out a name and that. I'm like, but you were there in the mix. How can you label her anything? And you was part of, the process. Like, that don't even make sense to me. It don't. So I'm not knocking females for faking the funk. I'm knocking guys too for like, don't do that. Like, if that's not your cup of tea, let them know before we even like. That's not. I'm good, and I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try. And then from that point there, the man and woman can make the decision. Well, like, nah, I can't deal with you because what I'm asking you is a major need. It's a non-negotiable. It's a sexual non-negotiable, and you telling me that you're not even going to try. Like, I'm gonna wind up cheating on you, so therefore let me not even get into this relationship, and then let him go, and then you go, and it's cool. And in your mind, he's a good man, but he's a tad bit freaky, and in his mind, like, she's a good girl, but she's not freaky enough. But once again, nobody's hurt later, nobody's disgusted later, nobody's not mad, nobody's not crying into the pillow, nobody's not being cheated on later. You save yourself a whole lot of, hang up, just having that hard 5 to 10 minute conversation.
Yes and no. Because here's my thing.
So, I understand the yes part. Look, give me the no. What do you mean no?
Well, I got to go to yes to go to no. How you gonna tell me how to answer?
I'm sorry. My freak flag was up. Right. I was dominating.
I'm gonna burn it down myself. I'm coming with a can of gas.
You don't got enough gasoline, and I promise you don't have enough matches to burn down my freak flag. Stop. You'll just be only sending. If you attempted to, you only be sending up smoke signals. Like, he got his flag up again. He's risen from the dead.
Shut the hell up. Anywho, but my thing is this: like being single and trying to get into relationships. This is one of the things I hate. I hate. And you see a lot of single women say this online. I hate when a man comes off too sexual too fast. I do.
I get that, right? He's leading with the wrong representative. I promise you, I get that.
And so my thing is, sex is an important part of a relationship, and I get that. But it's like anything else. Everything has to be done in the right time.
Okay.
So is there a time and place where we'll have to discuss sex? Absolutely. But can we go on a first date first? Can we actually get to know each other? Can I actually know if I want to even sleep with you, look at you? Because listen, y'all make real
But you make that determination in the 5 minutes, or excuse me, I'm sorry, within the first minute of meeting a guy. And I know it's a stereotype, but women usually know right away how far they're going to go with the guy as soon as they meet them. What happens is the guy opens up their mouth and they fuck up the decision that's being made.
Now that part I can say is true.
Okay, cool. Like I know I'm old and I got dust on me because I've been on the game many a moon, but there's some things that I know that still rings true, and that's one of them.
Right. And the thing is this too, I think as social media kind of helps form how we think and how we go, because as much as we all love to say, no, I'm my own true person, we all, to a certain degree want to be accepted and things like that. And so we take advice from other people who we maybe not should, but we do. And so I think like for me, like, you try to maybe temper some of your ways or kind of, maybe reevaluate how we said this on the last podcast, like kind of try to renegotiate your non-negotiables, and then you end up pissed off, but that's your own personal issue. But you try to give somebody a chance, and then when they go to the left, you're like, okay, is this really what you're just after?
Well, that's the risk that you run. Like you run the fact that, a person may be deceitful, right? But there's certain things that and I think you really need to listen to your inner self to get a good, gauge on where a person is coming from. And I definitely said this on previous podcasts, and I would definitely say this on future podcasts. You got to pay attention to the little shit. It's not the big shit. Mm-hmm. If you really want to know a person, to really get to know a person, okay, he's supposed to have his best foot forward when he's meeting you. He's supposed to be, witty. He's supposed to be picking up the check. He's supposed to open up the door. A lot of things he's supposed to do, right? It's the first date. He's trying to make the best impression possible. He's supposed to. But if you really want to get to know him as a person, if he got kids, see how he interacts with his kids, right?
Ask him really about his relationship with his mama.
Right, like don't hey, rude girl, don't steal my thunder. That was my next joint. If you really want, don't I'm gonna pass the mic back. I promise you, I ain't gonna hog it, right? So if you really want to know a guy, check out how he checks out with his kids. Check out how he checks out with his mom, right? Check out how he checks out with female friends. And you'll see and those small little, tidbits of information will let you know who you're truly dealing with. What happens is a lot of females want to believe the lie. What happens is they got cobwebs. They got cobwebs on their box. They got cobwebs on their heart. They got cobwebs in their social life. So they're geeked to believe the lie of he's all that. Like, nah, the best con is it's easy to con a person if you're going to believe like, okay, the best con, the easiest con is I'm going to give you, this is major game, right? When you tell a lie, people, and this is in a book somewhere that I've yet to write, but I'm gonna give it to y'all for free because I love y'all. The best lie, the best con to ever give somebody is 99.9% of the truth. I'm gonna give you 99.9% of the truth. But that 0.1% is gonna be the lie which I don't want you to know, right? So I'm gonna give you A, B, C, D. I'm gonna give you the whole alphabet up into Z. I'm gonna give you from A to Y, but Z, I don't need you sniffing around with Z. And so, what happens is people are lazy. Let me break it down for you. People are lazy and they're not going to sniff the truth out all the way to Z. They're going to stop around T. If she really good, now she really good. If she really, really good, she'll get the X. But by that time she tired. Or he must be authentic. I got the X. I done looked up under every rock. I done every nook, every cranny. He must be authentic. And Z's still in the back and he like, oh, she didn't get that far. She really don't know what type of, and same thing with you go in and you think she got her shit together and you think like, oh, she's the bomb and this, that, and the third and the fourth. Like, nah, dude, do your due diligence. Look a little closer. Mm-hmm. Please look a little closer and you'll definitely find what you're looking for. But the thing is, we want to believe the lie so much that we don't want to look. We don't want to see the truth. Like, we're going to run from the truth because we want to experience that lie.
And then when you got to wake up with the truth in your feelings. When the truth.
Oh, right. And you mad at them, right? You hostile. You lied to me. You ain't who you said you was. You this, you that. Shit. No. You brought into it because you wanted to. They were telling you from day one, hey, this is me, but you turned a blind eye because, like I said, your heart got cobwebs on it. Your coochie got cobwebs. Your boxers, talking about the dudes, right, got cobwebs on it. And so, therefore, you want to believe the lie so you can remove the cobwebs. Bottom line, flat out.
I can't say yes. I can't because
I don't expect you to agree, right? Because I don't. I'm just speaking from experience. There's some people gonna hear me like, okay, yeah, that's kind of harsh. That was kind of tacky. That was kind of crass the way he put that together, right? So it's kind of hard for me to. For the most part, he was like accurate. Like some people gonna rock out, some don't. That's not my concern. My thing is I'm gonna tell it like my version of it. What
like
you do is on you.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, we all make choices out of desperation, especially when it's been a minute. But I would hope, because here's my thing: we make choices out of desperation, then you end up in some situation, in a situationship. You end up in a situation you don't want to be in, because like you get desperate, you finally let somebody in, and listen, from a female's perspective, from a female's experience, and then the sex is trash.
Okay.
Trash. Like, listen, I would have rather just played with the Energizer Bunny before I let this happen. So then you learn from experience. And so then now, like, again, I can only speak from my experience. Like now, like I said, if a guy approaches me and he's too sexual too fast, I'm immediately turned off.
Okay, cool.
My conversation gonna get real short, real fast. I'm like, I don't want to be bothered. Like, I'll see him DM me. Right. And I'll see him DM and talk. Oh, hey, beautiful. How's your day? Listen, I know where this conversation is going to go, so I'm not even going to entertain that. You'll be on mute and block so fast. But again, back to, my no part of it was, I just feel like no relationship, especially if you're going to be with somebody and you're going to really, really be with them, you have to double back and have that conversation, because at the end of the day, sex is an important part of the relationship. And if you don't get what you need, like you said, you're going to end up going out, you're going to end up stepping out, and that's not cool. If you're my partner and we in this together and we said forever and ever, amen, then I should be able to come to you and say, listen, this is where I'm at. This is what I want to try. I'm not saying tonight. I'm not saying tomorrow, but somewhere within the next 30 days. Right. Within these next 30 days. Yeah,
I didn't brought it to you, so you need to wrap your mind around.
Right. You better go Google. You better get on somebody's porn site. You better go wherever you something. Go.
Right. You gotta
better go investigate.
Okay. I got you. And I'm gonna jump behind you. And I'm gonna go no too. I was agreeing and I thought about that, right? And so are we being selfish in telling a person what they have to do? Because it just may not be their cup of tea. Oh, so I definitely gotta throw, like, I gotta keep a spade, gotta call a spade, keep it a buck, call it down the line. So like we say this because we're being selfish, because we tell them this is what you gotta do to meet my needs, or I'm going to step out on you. That's like giving them an ultimatum. Is that what we're doing here?
No. The stepping out, the stepping out is not an option. But in the same sense.
But if your needs are not being met, because certain sexual needs are non-negotiable. Right. I agree. Unless you're special. Unless you have, unless you've been killed, your alter ego, unless you're special, then, you're like, okay, I can just go ahead and be like, I'm going to tough it out, right? But 9 times out of 10, I can't speak for females, right?
There should be a happy medium. That's all I'm saying. You should be able to find something
happy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like for me, I don't like anal sex, but we can find something else to replace that. I promise.
Did you say we can find somebody else to take the place to do that?
Something.
I could have like somebody rewind it back. She said we find somebody else to bend over, and you have no problem with that.
Something.
Like, well, let your freak flag fly then. That's what you do. Don't get bashful now.
Something.
I hear you talking. I hear you talking. Like, look, I'm giving you a hall pass. This is an anal hall pass I'm giving you. Make sure you wear a condom.
No, don't even. No, I don't even want that kind of.
And I'm giving you. Hey, you can use it once a month. You have my permission, and you handle your handle. You come on back home to me and pay these bills.
You're right. That would be the negotiation for me at my house. I'd be like, listen, that's just what you have to have. And those are the things like.
Oh, stop. We got something good going here. Because you're saying, I know you're joking, but for some people do allow,
Listen, the day of entanglement, are you sure?
Right, that's what I was about to say.
Are you sure I'm joking? Knowing my personality, are you sure about this? Because listen, here's the thing. We had this conversation. I don't think you and I had this conversation, but this is a while back. One of my girlfriends said, we were watching the show, and the couple doesn't live together. And she says to me, like the day after the show aired, she goes, "Oh, Karen, I was thinking about that show and how they are. That reminds me of you." And I said, "What?" She's like, "I can see you being married and y'all not live in the same house." And I thought about that and I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. And then I was like, well, he can dirty up his own house. Right. I was like, he can dirty up his own house. I ain't got to cuddle with you every night. I ain't got to lay next to nobody. I ain't got to share a bed. I ain't got to share a space. Hold up.
So
Listen, I was like,
right.
hold up, Jesus. Maybe we need to renegotiate what I think marriage is, what marriage looks like. Because maybe
Man, look, we need to stop. You're so funny and so wrong. Right? You make sure you have this conversation. Whomever that guy, that the one.
Because I'm at the place in life where when whoever I get was gonna come with their own stuff. So it's like, no, don't sell your house. We're gonna keep it. Why? You'll see. You'll see why. Because you're gonna need a whole house for yourself. You're gonna need a whole space for yourself.
That's crazy
so in
to
the
say the
world
least.
of
But
entanglement, you might
I get that. But let's take that back from. Let's take that back from, you being comfortable in your own spot, because really you just want to have the benefits of being in a relationship, but not a real relationship. That's just me. That's just my opinion, right? Because I think being in a real loving relationship, then you share a house, you share the cuddles, it's kind of crazy because I got my hand up and I'm good at my sexuality, but I really sound like the female. But what I just said, most females like, that's what I want. I want to be held. I want to share intimacy in the same house. And my co-host, who's the female, you know what I mean? She's like, nah, we get done, you can go across the street. We still cool, but and so I don't know if you're joking, or if I don't know if you're being a buck, right? But that's definitely a conversation that you need to have with your significant other, once, that it gets that serious.
Yeah.
Right. Because you can't be just, because what happens if you don't want to be held, and that could be, because he can be, I won't say clingy, but he can be, affectionate. Like he could be, affectionate. He could be like really into PDA. He can be all those things. But if you're not into that, then how long or how true do you think that he's going to remain to you? Because you got to keep in mind what you're not doing. Like this stuff, people don't understand. Like if you're always telling your mate no, and this man or woman, I don't care, like man or woman, or just however, because things are man, woman, man, woman. I honestly don't care what your preference is. But whomever that person that you say that you love in your life, and if you're constantly telling them no, or you're giving off body language that's saying no, there's something out there that's saying or going to say yes eventually. And then what you're going to do, you're going to be mad, and you're going to ask the question, how could you cheat on me? How could you hurt us? How could you divide and break our family? But you never, not one time in your doggone life ask like, wow, how could I contribute to this? And a lot of people going to be like, well, I didn't force him or her to have that act, but you did, because the words no was consistent out of your lips. Your body language was consistent with no. And so when the person needs a yes, when the person needs to be affirmed with whatever, and you consistently saying no, somebody's going to say yes sooner or later, because he's still giving them that vibe of a need vibe. See, he's giving them the vibe like he needs. He or she is radiating really high. They're vibrating at a high frequency. Although you're shooting them down, though you're burning their freak flag on a regular, it's still vibrating. I promise you. And so what happened, they start to attract, and then it's a situation. Now you got, a Will in old boy.
August.
But you got to keep in mind.
August.
Yeah, whatever his name is, right? Like, but keep in mind 9 times out of 10, your husband will not be understanding as well. So it's going to be some problems. So I'm trying to save somebody, because everybody ain't Will Smith. Like whether they got an open relationship, whether they into some kinky, it doesn't even matter. I don't even care, because they're human. And that's the thing. And I know we didn't went off topic just a little bit, right? But I want to go ahead, because I know that fish has died. They're human, and they do the same things that regular people do. So for them to have an open relationship, if it's true or not, it's their business. But I need for y'all to think, because if you're getting your needs met somewhere elsewhere, although that person's not helping you out to fulfilling your needs, your spouse, whether it be man or woman, may not be as understanding as Will Smith. And they may find out, and there may be something physical that comes behind that. Like, ain't no, like, so you got to be careful. So my advice to you is, no matter how much it hurts, have that honest conversation. Like, I need to talk to you about something. And if they're still not willing to affirm you, to say yes to some things, then break bread and kick rocks, step off. It beats, what follows that.
Yeah. Yeah. And as far as like me and marriage goes, I would say, I think, but I'm not going to even go that far. I'm knowing that whoever I manifest and whoever God gives to me is going to, really get me, and, especially to get to the place of marriage. And I pray, my dad and I always have this running joke, about, he said, babe, because he's been married obviously more than once. And he said, sometimes, babe, you don't get it right the first time. So,
facts.
For me, it's just that God would manifest somebody for me that gets me in all my facets, that I do stand up to Pete, and that I will challenge his manhood, and I won't do this and I won't do that. But I don't need somebody that's needy. And
So
I
you say
want
you
to be
will
wanted,
challenge.
but I don't want somebody that's needy.
Got you. What you just said, you would challenge his manhood.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, to a certain degree, because
Right,
I'm
right,
so
right.
strong in my personality.
I can't let you. I can't because I know you, right? So I'm gonna help, and you probably be mad. You probably curse me out later. So the podcast probably comes on next week, and then either Karen's gonna have a new co-host, or it's gonna be her by herself, right? It's gonna turn into a liberated woman's podcast, right? Send all your hate mail to me. It's cool. I just said that. So you said that you would challenge his manhood.
Mhm.
I'm kind
Not in
of.
an emasculating way. Not in an emasculating way, but
So
okay.
what's the use of what's the challenge? And unless so. Right, and don't think I'm taking a dig at you, right? Although I got a shovel in my hand, don't think I'm taking a dig, right?
Yeah.
Say again.
I said no, because we've had this conversation before.
Yeah. But the podcasters haven't
Not.
heard us have this
Right.
conversation, so right, this is brand new to them, right? So how is it a card-carrying member of being, a Christian through and through, and that submits to the way the structure is set up, and the structure is God, man, and woman. So if God, because you're a Christian, right, and so am I. I don't want people thinking like, oh, you're not. Yeah, I am too, right? But I'm playing devil's advocate, and I promise you, Lucifer needs nobody advocating for him, but for asshole purposes' sake,
Starting to question
please.
your Christendom.
Say again.
I said we are starting to question your Christendom, but okay.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too. Although not a problem. We can get to that right this question. So my question to you is: if you got God first, because this is what He said. Like I don't make this stuff up. Like for all my Christians out there, I don't like God. Like God tell you, like I'm a jealous God, right? If I don't know about the Bible, let you know off the head, I'm jealous. So I don't care if you in the Old Testament, King James, it doesn't change with Him. I'm jealous. Point blank. Period. Right? That's His words, not mine. Right? So He gave man, domain overall. If I'm not mistaken, please, and you know the Bible way better than I do, but there's certain things that I know that I pull out my ass from time to time that I can go ahead and spit, not a problem. So God, and He gave man domain over everything, and then He made, Eve or woman his helpmate, right? And so, to my understanding, it's just like if a woman has a problem with and if she's, in alignment how things supposed to be, even if the man is off center, if he's not on his dean, right? She's to pray unto God to change his heart. She's not to challenge his authority.
Where did it say that?
You, how is it that you going to challenge his manhood? I'm kind of confused.
Well, first off, where did it say that in the Bible that a woman? We want to make submission into making somebody their slave, somebody who's going to do what I say. When I say, I didn't say you. I didn't say you. So hold up. I didn't.
Your lawyer speak.
No. We're gonna let me finish. But here's the thing. We want to use submission as a tool to make you do what I want you to do. You will submit. You will do what I say. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that a woman has to pray for her husband's heart. Should you pray? Should you pray for him? Absolutely. Because is the structure of God that the man is the head of the household? Yes, because God will question him first about how he runs things. Yes, God's going to go to him first. But equally, God made me how He made me. He made me with a strong personality.
I'm not
to
knocking that, but you can't be a God-carrying Christian talking about you going to challenge somebody's manhood. And so it's not even about being somebody's slave. So it could be something he's doing that you don't disagree with, right? So it ain't like he's making you. I never said that. So when I say put away your legal speak, you got to understand what. Let me be transparent. Let me help the podcast out, right? I'm a high school dropout, right? Right. I got my GED later. I got my just good enough later. I got that, so I'm good. One thing you will never do, and this is me talking. You can never talk at me, over me, or around me. I love the English language. No matter how much I stumble and fumble around it, I love it. So you just can't talk circles and be slick. Like I didn't say that. So you just can't pull so much ass and then put it. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing about somebody being a slave. I questioned you. You know what I mean? Usurping his authority. That's all. I didn't say, but you got to be, and you went off on another tangent, trying to answer the bullshit. No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to call a spade today. I am. Don't be mad at me. I know your face tight. I know you're red. I know the listeners' face tight and red. Take it up with God. I didn't design it. That's how God designed it. Like if you're going to call yourself something, then live to it. My thing is and whatnot. Like I understand that God made you and there's no changing you. I get that. I'm not, but we can't be so steadfast to be like, I'm a lion, hear me roar all the time. Everything can't be about a battle. And that's going back into the topic of the podcast about, letting your freak flag fly. It's about acceptance. So when you came into his union, or even if you're not even married, right? When y'all became one, or y'all became a couple, or however you deem what you are to each other, right? It's about acceptance. Once you start to challenge and change, you didn't truly accept that person from the giddy up. You didn't. You accepted them on the premise that, okay, I can change. I don't like this, but I'm gonna change this later. Like, okay, that's cool, but he can do this better. And the same thing with the dudes. The dudes be like, okay, she all right over here, but yeah, she can do this better. I don't like the way she cooked that. I'm gonna go ahead and sit on my mother's house so she can cook my you gotta accept that person as is from the door.
Right.
And so people look at my relationship I promise you, things wasn't always great. Like things between me and the missus, and we're in a really good space, but I promise you, like we feuded like that. Like after the honeymoon phase wore off, we feuded like the fucking Hatfields and McCoys, minus the guns. Like there was nothing off limits, was nothing off. Like I promise you, we was horrific, at its worst, right? But what happened, I had to realize, just accept her as is. I'm just, whether she's done that with me, I don't know, don't even care. But what moved the needle for me in our relationship, I just had to like the good, the bad, the indifferent, whatever. I know what you're capable of, and I don't expect nothing more. And it's just that simple. And a lot of people will look, how do you do that? It's easy. Like I know. Once again, cards face up. I know going in what I'm getting, so I don't expect. And then when I do get something more, it's a pleasant surprise, but I don't expect it, so therefore I'm never disappointed. And people are like, you can't live your life like that. Like, you bullshitting me. I wouldn't be married. I got an anniversary, right? This Saturday, be the 8th. I'd be married 12 years. I wouldn't have made it to doggone year 2 or 3. Like, okay, we're shooting for a minute. I wouldn't have made it to year 5. Okay, because 3 years was really bad. I wouldn't have made it to year 5 if that doggone light didn't ping over the top of my head. Like, you know what? No matter what, just accept her as is. Right? Because a lot of shit that we go through has nothing to do with us. It has to do with her past, not to put her on blast, right? She'll be on the podcast one of these doggone years, and then, of course, I'll poke the bad, and maybe she'll answer, maybe she won't. But a lot of things has nothing to do with me. A lot of things that she has her own, and I'm like, okay, let me stop just taking everything personal. And then once you start to accept the person, like the day-to-day of relationship is that much better. And that goes back to our original thing about letting the person's freak flag fly. Like if they tell you they're into ABC, don't knock it. Don't be so judgmental. Just accept it, for what they said. Don't even judge them. And if that intrigues you, then find a way that, as my co-host has said earlier, to reach a happy medium, right? But if it's something that you know in your heart that you don't want to do, can't do, and don't feel like faking and then stopping altogether down the line, then say no. It's a brief but hard conversation that's needed. Have it be done with it. Both of y'all will be thankful for that hard conversation, years on. Either y'all stayed together, or either y'all became really good friends and realized like, hey, you're not for me. And just because they're not for you, you got out the way. And once you got out the way, somebody that was for you was coming because they wasn't for you anyway.
Facts. Absolutely. Well, DK.
What you want?
I'm going to get ready for work. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, that is right. We went hard in the paint.
We did.
Yeah.
KK got to go to work still, y'all. Believe it or not. That's how much we love you. Listen, I'm rearranging my schedules for y'all. So, this is
and I'm pretty sure the podcast listeners appreciate you rearranging schedules for them.
Absolutely. I do it for y'all. Listen, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know I appreciate y'all. I love all the energy you give to me. All the love we put out, y'all are giving us back. It was actually interesting because yesterday I was at work and all of a sudden I heard DK's voice in the registration room. And I was like, I know that voice. I know that voice anywhere. And I'm like, who's listening to the podcast? And it was one of my coworkers getting caught up because today is Wednesday and the new episode goes out at 7 p.m. And so she was
Wednesday.
And so she was getting caught up. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I sent DK a video. I said, look, they really do love us.
Yeah, that was a good look. That made me smile.
It did. They're very, very good. They were all catching up last night so they could be ready for tonight. But you guys, are making my voice go where my feet have yet to travel. And for that, I'm so appreciative. Every, week or so, there's a new country that pops up and I'm like, What? And right now, while we're speaking of other countries, please keep in your prayers Lebanon, as they are in the midst of, I think there are 3,000 losses right now. We're not sure what happened other than there's an explosion. I support everyone everywhere. Listen, especially because my parents were originally foreigners. So my prayers to them and their families and all those who are connected to, who have family out there. We're praying for you and definitely keeping you before the Lord. But this
Amen.
is the part where we give the baby to DK, let him rock it to sleep, and then we let y'all go, because y'all could have been anywhere for this last hour and a half, but you choose anywhere, and they literally are anywhere, but you choose to rock with us, and for that we say thank you. But this is the Daily Love Jones with DK Walker.
Yes. Yo, man, like my co-host said, man, first of all, like, don't think I was biting her head off. It's just that time we make points, and we just want to clarify those points, right? That all means you can agree with me, disagree. It's conversation. And so that's all this podcast is. It's just conversation. It's honest conversation. And I'm not I'll try my best not to be long-winded. You know what I mean? Keyword is try. But that's what I need. If you listen to the sound of my voice, if you listen to the sound of my co-host's voice, and I know this, we was kind of all over the place just a little bit with this podcast, but for the most part, we, was talking about, letting your freak flag fly. But if you was reading in between the lines, we was mostly, pointing in the direction of acceptance. And I just want, you, the listener, to get in the place of, accepting not so much the people in your life, right? I want you to get in the place of accepting yourself. And this is the reason why I say this. Once you're in the place of accepting yourself as is, flaws and all, whether, no matter what's going on in your life, accept you in your totality. And the reason I say this, starting with you can't accept anybody else in your life with their flaws and alls, with their demands, until you learn to accept yourself. That's the key. That's what I didn't mention when I was talking about, me and my wife feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. I had to get to a place, be like, I love me. Like, I'm not that. Yep, it's cool, but I still love me. Nope, I'm not. Yep, still love me. Nope, still love me. So I was going down a mental checklist of all the things that I wasn't. I was going down a mental checklist of all my shortcomings. I was going down a mental checklist of the things that I can do better. I was so focused on improvement. Like, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and love me for what I am right now? And that will be my hopes, dreams, goals, and aspirations to aspire to those things. And even if I fall short, love me nonetheless, because loving me, accepting me as is right now, allows me that same strength to do for others. That's the beauty of it. It ain't rocket science. Like, we ain't going to the moon. We not Elon Musk. We ain't none of them people. We ain't doing none of that shit. We just trying to go ahead and make the best, of our relationships. And sometimes they can weigh on your ass. G-Mo Nelly Juice. They can weigh on your ass. But accept you. Be happy with you. Adore the fuck out of you. And in doing so, it allows you to do the exact same thing for other people. So when they're coming at you with that crazy negative energy, rah, nah, you know what? Let me kiss you on your forehead. I'll be back when you calm down. And so what happens if you're not matching that energy, they'll fall in line, because like that positive energy conquers negative energy all the time. And it starts with acceptance of yourself. Start accepting others, for themselves. But I'll say this with a caveat, and I'll let you go. Don't accept anybody if it's at a detriment to you.
Facts. Absolute facts. This is the Love Is Podcast. I'm your girl, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the lovable asshole, DK Walker. DK, tell people bye-bye.
I ain't telling y'all bye. Look, do yourself a favor. Let your freak flag fly. Fly that motherfucker high
to the sky.
Peace.
We out.
This episode of the Love Is Podcast has ended. But please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the